In a tiny village nestled between rolling hills, lived an old man and his grandson. Ravi, their home was a small hut, patched together with hope and whatever scraps they could find. Life was simple and often hard, but their love for each other was their greatest treasure. One evening, the sky turned a furious shade of gray. A storm unlike any they had ever seen descended upon their village. The wind howled like a wounded animal, and the rain fell in relentless sheets. By morning, the storm had passed, leaving a trail of devastation. Their little hut was battered, and the small garden where they grew their food was completely washed away. Grandpa looked at the muddy mess, his shoulders slumped with despair. Ravi, seeing the sadness in his grandfather's eyes, felt a pang in his own heart. All they had left were a few soggy belongings and each other. They had lost everything, or so they thought. As Ravi was clearing some debris the next day, his eyes caught something unusual. Right in the middle of their ravaged yard, a tiny green sprout was pushing its way through the mud. It was strange. It hadn't planted anything there. Curious, Ravi cleared the area around it and watered it with the little fresh water they had. Grandpa smiled faintly. Nature has its own ways, my boy. The next morning, Ravi rushed outside and gasped. The tiny sprout had grown into a small tree overnight. It wasn't just any tree. It had broad, vibrant green leaves and a sturdy trunk. By the third day, it was a full-grown banana tree towering over their little hut. But this was no ordinary banana tree. Hanging from its branches were not green or yellow bananas, but bananas that shimmered and glowed with the light of the morning sun. They were golden. Ravi carefully plucked one. It was heavier than a normal banana and felt warm to the touch. He peeled it, revealing a fruit that sparkled. He took a bite. It was the sweetest, most delicious banana he had ever tasted. He ran to his grandpa, his face beaming with excitement. "Grandpa, look! A miracle!" Grandpa, his eyes wide with wonder, took a bite. A smile spread across his face, a real joyful smile that Ravi hadn't seen in a long time. They had a magical tree. Day after day, the tree produced more golden bananas. No matter how many they picked, new ones would grow in their place almost instantly. They ate their fill, their hunger a thing of the past. They were grateful, but soon they had more golden bananas than they could possibly eat. One afternoon, while sitting and thinking, Ravi had an idea. He remembered how his grandmother used to make crispy banana chips. "Grandpa," he said, "what if we make chips from these bananas? They might be the most delicious chips in the world." They got to work. Using their small makeshift kitchen, they sliced the golden bananas, added a pinch of salt they had saved, and fried them in a little oil they managed to get by trading a few bananas with a neighbor. The aroma that filled the air was heavenly. The chips were golden, crispy, and tasted absolutely divine. They knew they had something special. They set up a small stall by the roadside with a hand-painted sign that read, "Ravi's Golden Chips." At first, people were curious about the sparkling chips. A few brave souls tried them and were instantly hooked. Word of mouth spread like wildfire. People came from all over the village and then from neighboring villages just to taste these incredible banana chips. Their small stall soon became overwhelmed with customers. With the money they earned, they didn't just fix their hut. They built a proper, sturdy little house. Then they bought a bigger frying pan, and then another. Their little stall grew into a small shop. Ravi was the cheerful face at the counter, while Grandpa managed the supplies, his heart full of pride. They were no longer poor. They had more than enough. But Ravi and his grandfather never forgot the days of hunger and despair. They remembered the storm that had taken everything, and the magical tree that had given them a new beginning. They saw the same struggles in the eyes of many of their fellow villagers. So they decided to share their prosperity. They started by hiring people from the village who had lost their jobs or homes. They paid them fair wages, ensuring everyone had enough to feed their families. They used a portion of their profits to help rebuild the homes that were damaged in the storm. They set up a community kitchen, offering a free meal of rice and lentils to anyone who was hungry. Their little banana chip shop became the heart of the village. It wasn't just a place to buy delicious snacks. It was a symbol of hope and community. Ravi's Golden Chips was more than a business. It was a family that looked out for each other. The magical tree continued to provide its endless supply of golden bananas. And Ravi and his grandpa continued to turn them into golden opportunities for everyone. The story of the boy, his grandfather, and the magical banana tree became a local legend. It was a reminder that even after the fiercest storms, something beautiful can grow. It taught them all that true wealth isn't just about what you have, but about what you share. Resilience, kindness, and a little bit of magic can turn a humble hut into a palace of shared prosperity. And so the sweet aroma of golden banana chips continued to drift through the village, a constant scent of hope and generosity. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.